Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's still a beautiful day at Palm Springs Stadium. We have a primetime matchup as the Canada A's are taking on the Alberta Grizzly. First pitch is in there for a strike to Anthony Flores. The top two seeds overall in the Canadian division. This is set to be one heck of a matchup, ladies and gentlemen. The 0-1 pitch is fouled straight back out of play, 0-2 the count. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Joey Senna, bringing you the second game of our doubleheader at Palm Springs Stadium. Overall, once again, extremely calm day. Not much of anything to worry about as far as the breeze is concerned. We're right on schedule. The ball's towards the hole on the left side. Good play. It's flagged down by the third base Watuo Kumagai across the diamond to retire Anthony Flores. 5-3 on the putout. Good start for Ryan Rodriguez, who draws the start for the Grizzly. And that'll bring up the second man, Mike Anthony. With that said, we'll take a quick look at the A's lineup. Anthony Flores led off, who just grounded out. Mike Anthony digging in right now. He'll be followed by Jacob Newton. Nolan Riley will back clean up. Danny Carnazzo, the catcher, hits fifth as the first pitch is high, 1-0. Nelson Badilla will bat sixth, playing shortstop. Anthony Barron, the first baseman, hits seventh. Elijah Lewis bats eighth, playing left field. And Harrison Humberstone, who drew the start on the mound yesterday for the A's, will bat ninth in the designated hitter spot, as that fastball tails inside, 2-0 the count to Mike Anthony. This game could potentially be not only a playoff preview, but a championship preview. Top two overall seeds in the Canadian divisions. That's fouled out of play to the right side as it hits off the top of one of the bleacher seats and bounces back and out of play. Two of the three top overall seeds in the CWL. Grizzly have won 5 in a row coming into today, sitting at 7-2. The A's had the 3-game winning streak snapped yesterday after they lost 6-5 to the Rush. Here's the 2-1. That fastball's high, 3-1 the count. Anthony able to work ahead in the top of the first. Flores grounded out to third to open the game. And that fastball's high again, and it's a 5-pitch walk to Mike Anthony. It gives the A's a 1-out base runner. That'll bring up Jacob Newton. He'll get the start in center field. Newton has been terrific, to say the least, for the A's. Comes into today hitting .385, 10 hits overall, 2 doubles, a triple, a home run, 7 RBIs, and that leads the team. A big hole on the right side as the Grizzly look to turn two. The first pitch is outside.
He's hitting .385 with a good sample size as well.
And the A's will take it. They're aligned as a team. They're hitting .293 coming into today. 2 excellent lineups, 2 terrific pitching matchups, with Evan Brandt getting the start on the other end for the A's.
Yeah, you'll take that if you're manager Thomas Incaviglia.
The 1-0 miss is high, 2-0 the count from Ryan Rodriguez for the Grizzly.
This is what the defense looks like for the Grizzly. On the right side of the infield, Ariola playing first, Shirei at second, and on the left side, Koguri at short, Kumagai on the hot corner. Behind the plate is Murphy. And now in the outfield from left to right is White, Ford, and Abraham Martinez.
It's very interesting. We're seeing the catcher Murphy out to the mound, and Jared Lemieux, manager for the Grizzly, came trotting out too, with Rodriguez falling behind 2-0.
Yeah,
Not
that's an early
we see a
mound
whole lot.
visit.
Yeah,
Yep, absolutely.
Well, the conversations have concluded for now. It's a 2-0 count to the lefty Jacob Newton with 1 out. Mike Anthony at first with a short 2-step lead. Pitch from Rodriguez. That's fouled out of play to the left side over towards the snack stand. Two and one the count. The Grizzly will look to turn two. For the second baseman, Tomakai Shirei, and the shortstop, Kogure. Both pinched towards the bags. All three outfielders playing very deep. Kind of a no double setup. 2-1, cut on and missed.
Great comeback pitch there for Rodriguez.
Moves the count to 2-2 on Jacob Newton, with Ryan Rodriguez throwing that fastball right by him. He comes set. A leg kick, he deals. A ball's popped up. Third base side. Over is Watu Kumagai, and it's off of the camera well. It bounces up out of play. It looked like he had a beat on it as he was drifting over and over, but just ran right into the camera well.
Kumagai did a nice job tracking the ball. He was just looking at the ball entire way, and before he knew it, he was chest deep in the camera well over there.
New life for Newton. The count remains 2-2. The Grizzly will look to turn a double play. A ball's line foul out of play to the left side. A good battle brewing between Newton and Rodriguez. But the top two teams in the Canadian division. Once again, all three outfielders for the Grizzly playing pretty deep but straight up. The 2-2 again. That's a little high, 3-2 the count. We'll see if Mike Anthony takes off. The A's not a team generally who run a whole lot. Still a short lead, the 3-2 pitch. That's up and away, ball 4. Excellent at bat, Jacob Newton. Puts men on first and second with one out on back-to-back walks from Ryan Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez still trying to get in the rhythm here. Sometimes it takes pitchers an inning or two to start feeling like they found their groove. And that's what we're seeing right now from Ryan Rodriguez.
Granted, the last thing Rodriguez and the Grizzly want to do is stake Evan Brandt and the A's to an early advantage. The scoreless game, first and second, one out in the top of the first, and Nolan Riley takes outside. Riley 3 for 12. No extra base hits, a couple walks, and he's looking for his first RBI. Believe it or not. That ball's off the hands. It's fought off into center field. And coming on his forward, he can't get it. It drops in front of him, kind of in no man's land. All runners will advance. It loads the bases with one out on a bloop single from Nolan Riley.
Great way to put it, Evan. It was surely hit to no man's land right in the center between Shirei, the second baseman, Ford, the center fielder, and Abraham Martinez, the right fielder. You couldn't have placed that ball any better in the outfield if you're Nolan Riley for a bloop single.
And that brings up Danny Carnazzo, the catcher. This is the man you want up with the big RBI spots, and he takes a fastball 0-1. Carnazzo hitting .273, has cooled off to some degree. The home run, 4 doubles, 7 RBIs. That evens the count 1-1 on a breaking ball that misses high. Grizzly will still look to turn 2. With one out and the bases loaded, scoreless game in the top of the first. The 1-1, off the end of the bat, fouled back into the screen.
I did mention this in yesterday's game when we were covering the A's. Danny Carnazzo, the catcher, is cousins with their manager, Thomas Incaviglia. Thought that was a fun fact.
It can be quite a small world.
Yes.
Rodriguez comes set, the 1-2. That's fouled out of play to the right side into Sunrise Park. No, actually it hits off the light pole out there and bounces towards the clubhouse.
Wow, you couldn't do that again even if you tried.
Well, Jacob said that the last game on a ball off the light pole down the left field line. Never say never, my friend.
Different ones, different light posts.
The 1-2 from Rodriguez, swung on and missed. A big strikeout to get Carnazzo. There's 2 away with the bases loaded.
Ryan Rodriguez picked a great time to record his first strikeout, and that's with the bases loaded and less than 2 outs. Big moment here in the first inning for Ryan Rodriguez.
That'll bring up Nelson Padilla. He'll get the start at shortstops. He takes a couple extra moments to settle into the right-handed batter's box. Padilla much more known for his defense, hitting .235 overall, 1 double and 1 RBI, and he's behind 0-1. Ryan Rodriguez trying to work out of a jam with the bases loaded. He walked Anthony. He walked Newton on a great at-bat. The bloop single to Riley loaded the bases with 1 out, and he just struck out Carnazzo a moment ago. Still working out of the stretch. He deals the 0-1. Up and in, 1-1.
Well, if he can find the outfield grass and find a hole, he'll double his RBI total for the year.
Trying to keep the Canada A's off the board. The A's were able to pick up 3 runs in their half of the first inning yesterday against the Rush. After falling behind 5-0, that breaking ball is high, 2-1. Padilla trying to cash in for the A's. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the top of the first inning in a primetime matchup. The pitch, swung on and missed. Came up empty on a fastball. Evens the count 2-2 with 2 outs. The right fielder, Andre White, playing relatively shallow. Everyone else playing about straight up. Now Rodriguez comes set. He deals the 2-2. Fastball is back towards the middle. Shirei flags it down, flips to short way to second to Kogure. That retires the side. Ryan Rodriguez able to work out of a bases-loaded 1-out jam. No runs, 1 hit for the A's. They leave them loaded. To the bottom of the first we go on the California Winter League YouTube. Evan Brandt will take the mound for the A's. We're back for the bottom of the first inning, ladies and gentlemen. Evan Brandt finishing up his warm-up pitches for the A's. He's been excellent. Probably say he's the ace for this squad. 2-1, 2.15 ERA. This will be the 5th game he started. He's gone 13 innings, a whopping 20 strikeouts. Only 5 walks alongside that. He's scattered 9 hits. His most recent outing came back on the 5th against the Power. He got the win. He only pitched 2 innings, didn't allow any runs, just 1 hit, no walks. And Rio Kogure will dig in for the Grizzly in the bottom of the first in a scoreless ball game. And the first pitch is outside 1-0. Evan Brandt is underway for the Canada A's. Ryan Rodriguez and the Grizzly were able to work out of a bases-loaded 1-out jam, and Kogure is ahead 2-0 in the count.
A little over halfway through the CWL Winter League season. Brandt coming in with great numbers, 2.15 ERA, and he's 2-1.
Yeah, headlines, another impressive lineman, the Grizzly, hitting .286 overall. Brandt working quickly out of the windup. That 2-1 is foul-tipped into the glove of Carnazzo, 2-2 the count. An open stance, the 2-2 pitch. That ball's hit foul up the third base line, right past Jared Lemieux in the third base coach's box.
Kogeree doing exactly what a leadoff hitter is supposed to. See as many pitches as you can from Brant. Make him work, foul off every pitch that you can, especially in a 2-2 count. Good at bat so far for Kogeree.
The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Rio Kogeree goes down swinging. One batter, one strikeout for Evan Brant. As Jose Abraham Martinez digs into the box, we'll take a look at the Grizzly lineup. Rio Kogeree just led off with a strikeout. Martinez will settle in batting second. Tomokai Shirei will bat third as the first pitch is hit foul out of play down the right field line. Andre White will be the cleanup man. Travius Ford, the center fielder, bats fifth. Vincent Bird Jr. will be the DH, batting sixth. Noah Areola hits seventh. Wataru Kumagai will bat eighth. And Jackson Murphy, the catcher, hits ninth for the Grizzly. As that's way outside 1-1 the count to Martinez.
Yeah, if Evan Brant continues his success, he'll be getting ahead of batters early on in the count and also be retiring the leadoff hitter each inning.
Fouled back into the screen. 1-2 the count. Brant able to work ahead for the second consecutive hitter.
Evan, if he's able to do that, then that's a winning formula for most pitchers.
Martinez is 2 for 14 on the season. He takes a breaking ball a little high. Brant and Carnazzo wanted that pitch. Martinez settles back into the box, staring down a 2-2 count. The ball's chopped high up in the air, right to Brant. He throws from the top of the mound in time. 2 up, 2 down for Brant in the bottom of the first in a scoreless game between the A's and the Grizzly.
This is what the defense looks like behind Brant. He's throwing to Danny Carnazzo, the catcher. And on the right side of the infield, Barron at first, Anthony at second. On the left side, Padilla at short, Riley at third. First pitch on the outside corner, strike one to Tomoki Shirei. And in the outfield from left to right is Lewis, Newton, and Flores.
Shearers is 2 for 18. Stubbles it softly towards the hole on the left side. Backhanded by Padilla. Across the diamond, and it throws high and over the head of Barron. Would have been bang, bang at first base. What would have been an excellent play from Padilla going deep into the hole at shortstop. And that, well, still not sure about the scoring. We'll get back to you guys on that in a moment.
If he would have got the runner, that would have been on the highlight reel for Padilla. Moving to his right, throwing to his left. Tough play over there at short.
For now, it's a 2-out base runner for the Grizzly with the hustle from Shirei. And it brings up Andre White. Sells into the left-hand batter's box. And out on the pickoff play at first is Shirei. Brant, with a great move from the right-handed pitcher's spot, caught Shirei in the middle of his steps. He faces the minimum in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, and that hit being erased on the pickoff to retire the side. We're through 1 full at Palm Springs Stadium in a scoreless game between the A's and the Grizzly. And Rodriguez is the new addition to the team, right? Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're set for the top of the second inning. 7-8-9 coming up for the A's as Barron takes a fastball in there for strike one. Ryan Rodriguez gets back to work for the Grizzly, who's a new addition to the roster, working out of a bases-loaded one-out jam in the first, and he's ahead 0-2 to Barron.
Yeah, spectacular job from Rodriguez to escape that first inning without allowing any damage, coming up with a huge strikeout with the bases loaded and one away.
Barron swings at that one and lifts it in the air to left field. Andre White comes running in. He losing the sun for a second, but makes a waist-high catch to recover and put away Barron.
That's what you call a great recovery by White. Scary moment losing the ball in the sun, but able to recapture it for out number one.
Fortunately for him, it looked like he had a beat on it initially as he started running in.
Yeah, it did.
Brings up the eighth man, Elijah Lewis. He gets the start in left field. So he digs into the right-handed batter's box. Rodriguez working out the stretch, and the first pitch is high, 1-0.
Ryan Rodriguez has been right around 88 to 90 miles an hour, topping out at 91 so far.
Well, he comes set on a 1-0 count, and he deals. Ball's off the end of the bat, popped up, foul territory. It'll get back into the bleachers. It lands hard
A big
just to our
thud.
left.
Evan Brandt, Rodriguez's opponent on the mound, is right around the same area, 89 to 92 miles per hour.
I swear, a lot of times seems like foul balls go into the stands. I don't think the people see them coming. The 1-1. Foul tipped into the glove of Murphy, 1-2 the count. Good fastball with two-seam action riding in to the righty Lewis. The right fielder, Jose Abraham Martinez, playing very shallow, and the left fielder, White, playing really deep. The 1-2, breaking ball, it stays up and in 2-2. Both teams putting up one hit in their half of the first inning. So we sit scoreless with one out in the top of the second. 2-2, balls it fairly well to center field. Trevius Ford back into the right center field alleyway, and he puts it away with a nice over-the-shoulder grab. Two consecutive fly ball outs for the A's, and there's two away. That brings up Harrison Humberstone. This will be his fourth at-bat of the season. Obviously, we're used to seeing him pitch. And he was yesterday's starter, so we likely won't see him today, but he's the designated hitter. 0 for 3 in his limited at-bats, and he's ahead 1-0. Interesting move from Tom Incaviglia. Swing and a miss, 1-1 the count.
He's pulling a Shohei Ohtani, DHing on his off day.
Also makes me wonder how many guys they have available as far as position players are concerned. The 1-1, fastball up again, 2-1.
Well, as we're getting into the middle season, almost towards the end, unfortunately guys are getting banged up and getting hurt, and some of them unable to play.
I'm sure we'll find out one way or another. The 2-1, that's high again, 3-1 the count.
He's got a good eye up there.
I would think we'll see a take sign with the count 3-1.
Maybe with two outs, you give him the green light here.
Humberstone slightly choked up. He gets a green light, and he swings and misses, 3-2.
Trying to get an extra base hit to get a runner in scoring position, perhaps with two outs, flipping over to the top of the lineup.
If Humberstone gets an extra base hit, that A's dugout will go ballistic, and rightfully so. He comes up empty on another fastball. Humberstone goes down swinging. Ryan Rodriguez retires the side in order in the top of the second. We're through 1.5 at Palm Springs Stadium. Scoreless game between the A's and the Grizzly. Welcome back to the CWL YouTube. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Joey Senna. It's the heart of the order for the Grizzly. Andre White, Travius Ford, Vincent Byrd Jr., the scheduled hitters. Evan Brandt will get back to work in the bottom of the second in a scoreless game, having retired the side in order in the first. And the first pitch is high, 1-0 the count to Andre White.
Evan, the playoffs start in just about a week, and this may come down to this game for both of these teams, first and second in their division.
A lot at stake, trying to get the 1 seed as White comes up empty on a fastball.
Alberta 7-2, Canada in second place at 6-4. Canada looking to stop the Grizzlies' 5-game winning streak.
1-1 is fouled straight back into the screen.
So the A's need this game a little bit more than the Grizzly, but the Grizzly would like to stay on top and extend their lead in the division.
Well, it's very crowded right around the 500 mark. There's several teams that are either right at 500 or a game off one way or the other. Brandt deals the 1-2. That ball's chopped high in the air right by home plate. Touch foul by Carnazzo.
It's like the NBA Western Conference standings right now. The Lakers are like 4 games back from being in 4th place, and they have a losing record.
White takes a few more moments to dig into the left-handed batter's box. He's 6 for 16 with a double, no RBIs. He takes a breaking ball down and away, ball 2.
I just had to bring up the Lakers with LeBron passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar last night for the all-time scoring leader in the NBA.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. White goes down swinging, second strikeout for Brandt, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the second. I assume you had a good time watching that, like a lot of the country and even the world probably did.
Yes, Evan, I really, really enjoyed it. And it's only about an hour and a half away in downtown Los Angeles.
I know it was very important that you get to hear all the sound. You skipped hanging out with MJ last night. He was not happy. The first pitch is taken low by Travius Ford, the center fielder.
We didn't have to bring that part up, Evan.
No, I had to. I had to. MJ's my man. Here's the 1-0 from Brandt. Out of the windup, check swing, and he does go around on a low fastball, 1-1.
Good movement on that pitch from Evan Brandt, getting a chase from Travius Ford.
Ford hitting an even 400 with a couple doubles and 5 ribbies. Hits that one off the end of the bat, out of play, into Sunrise Park.
Yeah, as we're getting bigger sample sizes, these batting averages are starting to become more accurate and more true batting averages.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Brandt. Breaking ball swung on and missed by Ford. Back-to-back strikeouts for Brandt. And he's looking good now with 2 outs in the second. A scoreless ball game.
Early on in the season, you could be 1 for 2 or 2 for 4 and be hitting 500, but a couple weeks in the season, Ford is hitting 400. That's a true number, 8 for now 21.
Well, everything tends to even out once you see a big enough sample size and you figure out who can really play and who is a step or 2 behind. Vincent Byrd Jr. foul tips that first pitch into the glove of Carnazzo. He's behind 0-1.
Speaking of who can play, it's this man at the plate. Power hitter in Vincent Byrd Jr., who's hitting .364.
The big hulking lefty comes up empty on another fastball, 0-2.
He's got a home run, 6 RBIs, 4 doubles in his 8 hits. When he hits the ball, he likes to drive it, a lot of times to the wall.
A big, strong man in the left-handed box, and he takes outside 1-2. Brandt trying to strike out the side in order in the second. With the A's and Grizzly scoreless. He has his sign, and he kicks and deals. Breaking ball, and Vincent Byrd Jr. goes around on it. Back foot slider, Evan Brandt strikes out the side in order in the bottom of the second inning. We're through 2 full at Palm Springs Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Scoreless between the top 2 overall seeds in the Canadian division, the A's and the Grizzly.
Top of the lineup due up for the Canada A's as we start the top of the third inning. We are scoreless between the A's and Grizzly. Anthony Flores steps in. He grounded out to third base his last time up to lead the game off. First pitch in, ball one from Ryan Rodriguez, who has allowed just one hit, 0 runs through 2. One-0 inside. Flores ahead 2-0.
It's a difficult thing to predict how these games are going to go with 2 marquee matchups, 2 excellent pitchers on the mound to go along with 2 very strong lineups, but it's gone the pitcher's way at the moment as we sit scoreless.
Yeah, it sure is, Evan. The 2-0 swung on and fouled right at the camera well.
Well, our camera guy, Brian, we're used to seeing him in the camera well down there. He moved over like a step or 2 in the Grizzly dugout, but that one might have given him a scare if he was still in the camera well.
Yeah, he's a ball magnet down there on the left side. Rodriguez looks in, who works exclusively from the stretch. The 2-1. Low and outside to Anthony Flores, who's way ahead. The A's looking for a leadoff man to reach here in the third. Try to get a rally going. Scoreless game. Pitching duel early on. 3-1 inside, and that's a walk for Anthony Flores to lead the third inning off.
This is something to keep an eye on for Rodriguez and the Grizzly. Already the 3rd walk he's issued, and that was part of how the A's started their rally to load the bases in the first inning, aided by a couple of walks.
Speaking of walks, Mike Anthony steps into the plate. He was walked in his only plate appearance back in the first inning. Rodriguez gets set, deals home, first pitch swing, and that's fouled back behind us into Sunrise Park. Mike Anthony is 4 for 14 this season. Strike 2 on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. The leadoff man, Anthony Flores, takes the lead from first base, who only has 2 stolen bases on this season. Not a big threat, but Rodriguez throws over to keep him close anyways.
Well, on the previous pitch, Flores is also kind of dancing a little bit extra, shuffling his feet. He looked runnerish for a moment.
Trying to draw some attention from Rodriguez, who throws home on the 0-2. Flores was going, but that's fouled back and out of play. We'll do it again.
I'd like to see the first baseman, Arriola, tell Rodriguez either step off or throw over. Like, everything about Flores' body language changed on that pitch. Like, I could see from a country mile away he was going to take off.
It looks like he's going for stolen base number 3, Evan. Not a big lead from first. The 0-2 hit up the middle, and Koguri unable to glove that. That'll go down as an E6.
Yeah, that ball was not hit particularly hard off the bat of Anthony. Not sure if Kogure took his eye off the ball or not, thinking about a double play with Flores at first, but that's the ball you need to catch.
Well, we know who's up. Jacob Newton always gets a round of applause. He's got a good fan base here at Palm Springs Stadium. He walked his last time up, and this time he gets hit by a pitch. The A's have him loaded again. Rodriguez would need a circus act to get out of this one without allowing any damage, like he was able to back in the first inning.
Yeah, for the second Second time in 3 innings now, Rodriguez has put himself in a difficult situation with a walk and a hit batter in the third. The error, of course, doesn't help any cause, as Jared Lemieux is going to come out and bring the entire infield into the mound.
Yep. Mound visits for the entire infield. Only 1 hit given up by Ryan Rodriguez. Anthony Flores is on third base after he was walked. Mike Anthony on second after the error by Koguri. Jacob Newen at first after being hit by a pitch. The cleanup man, the third baseman, Nolan Riley, will bat with the bases loaded and nobody out in this scoreless game in the top of the third inning.
If you're the A's, you have to cash in. You had the bases loaded with 1 out in the first, not able to do anything with it, aided by a strikeout and a grounder back to the pitcher.
Nolan Riley has 0 RBIs this season in the CWL. Takes low and outside for ball 1. Big moment here in the third for the Canada A's. Looking to capitalize here with the bases loaded and nobody out. Nolan Riley awaits the 1-0. Outside corner from Ryan Rodriguez. Strike 1.
I'm not sure if Riley was taking all the way on that pitch, but either way, it's a good, smart take. That pitch was borderline on the outer half, low in the zone. It's a prime double play pitch if you're Rodriguez on the mound.
Chopper to Koguri. The shortstop dishes over to Shirei for 1, and in time to Areola for 2. A 6-4-3 double play. And that's a win if you're Ryan Rodriguez. 1 run does come across for Canada, but 2 outs here in the top of the third.
Yeah, if you're Rodriguez and you can get out of this frame only allowing 1 run with the bases loaded, nobody out, you'll take that any day of the week. And he has that opportunity right now.
First pitch swinging a chopper to the left side off the bat of Carnazzo. Kumagai charged the ball, but not in time for an infield single for Carnazzo. That does score Mike Anthony from third base. Canada doubles their lead and now lead 2-0 here in the top of the third.
Very tough break if you're Rodriguez and the Grizzly. He made a great pitch. He just buried it on Carnazzo's hands, who runs okay for a catcher. We saw busting it up the line just a moment ago. Give him credit for hustling it out.
Flores scored in this inning off the Nolan Riley double play, and Mike Anthony scored this inning off the RBI single from Carnazzo. 2-0 A's lead here in the top of the third. The 1-0 up and in, ball 2. Yeah, Evan, like you said, tough break, inducing soft contacts if you're Rodriguez, but that's baseball sometimes.
And if you're Rodriguez, settle down. It's very much still a ball game. It's only 2-0.
Yes.
You need to set down Padilla here to retire the side.
Still early on in this game in the top of the third. A kid came up with the foul ball off the bounce, and he gets a round of applause from the attendants here at Palm Springs Stadium as he waves around, and the applause continues. Good for him in the orange jacket.
I hope somebody told him, though, to go bring that to the third base concession stand to get his free popcorn.
Either way, he's a winner today.
Yeah, I saw our owner, Andrew Starkey, down there. Hopefully he gave him that message.
2-1, painted on the outside corner from Rodriguez.
I think he is going to get the popcorn. He's walking in that direction. I don't know what else to be walking down there for.
We have a whole kids section over on the third base line. Almost looks like a class of maybe 15 first graders, I would say.
Oh, wow, that is a field trip. Yeah, it's the first field trip I've seen out here.
That's the best field trip of the year, out to the ballpark in 73-degree weather. So the full count from Rodriguez. Runner goes with 2 outs, and hit and diving is Areola at first base. Coming up with it And that retires the side, but not before 2 runs score for the A's. We head to the home half of the third. A's 2, Grizzlies 0. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the ballpark. The A's with the 2-0 lead. Bottom of the lineup due up for the Grizzlies, 7, 8, and 9. Arriola, Kumagai, and Murphy. First pitch, swung on and fouled back into the netting. That was coming right for us.
I swear, Joey, I'm ready to make a play on the ball. Like, I have the perfect angle. My computer's off to the side, so it can come right at me, settle right into my hands.
The 0-1 hit on the right side in foul territory, and that's bending out of play. So 0-2 to Noah Arriola. Arriola's hitting .353. He's 6 for 17 with a walk sprinkled in. Evan Brandt has faced the minimum. One batter reached. That was Shirei, who reached on an error, but he was picked off. So 6 up and 6 down so far for Evan Brandt. Ball 1 in the dirt. 1-2 to Noah Arriola, the first baseman. The Grizzly looking to extend their 5-game winning streak. Put into play on the left side, and that gets by Riley, the third baseman, on a bad hop. That'll go down as an E5. Second man to reach via error. Still no hits given up by Evan Brandt.
We'll see if the Grizzlies are able to take advantage of this mistake. A really tough hop for Riley. I mean, it just took a crazy one off the lip of the grass at the last moment. But if you're the Grizzly, you have to make this count. So you're trailing 2-0. Brandt, he's been extremely sharp so far. And if you let this get away, it's going to be impossible to try and make it up.
First pitch swinging, fouled down the left field line. Yeah, if you're the Grizzly against Evan Brandt, you need to take every opportunity that arises. So leadoff man on and Noah Arriola, who leads from first base. Very small lead. Barron holds him on at first. The 0-1 finds the inside corner, strike 2. Brandt working way ahead. Middle infielders in double play depth. Barron, the first baseman, holding on. Arriola, who's only a step off the bag. Riley, the third baseman, 4 steps from the third base foul line. 1-2 count to Kumagai, who hits from the left side, facing the righty Brandt, who works from the first base side of the rubber. The 1-2, broken bat, hit to the shortstop, Padilla, to second base, Anthony, and to first, not in time. But Canada does get the lead runner in Noah Areola on that fielder's choice from Kumagai.
Goodness, the amount of broken bats we've seen over the past 3 days, Joey, are off the charts. And not just broken bats, but seeing the barrels just fly out in the direction of the pitcher's mound.
Well, this morning when we joined practice, we were hitting fungo and catching the balls for the managers.
You were hitting fungos, Joey. You're giving me way too much credit, my friend.
I was hitting fungo, big swing and miss from the catcher, Jackson Murphy, and I was afraid of breaking a bat.
That'd be embarrassing.
Just in fungo. I know, just in fungo. I was afraid of breaking bats because we've seen so many broken bats here. But obviously against 85 to 90 mile an hour pitcher, compared to just tossing it up to myself, it would have been pretty bad if I did break the fungo bat. But the thought did come across my mind. Brandt kicks and deals home, strike 2.
Now, how are your hands doing? Like the blisters?
Not as bad as Cordell.
Oh, okay. He got
Cordell
the worst
got
of
the
it.
bad. Yeah, exactly. He got the bad end of that one. He's got a Band-Aid on. I don't need one, thankfully. The 0-2 runner goes, hit to the shortstop, Padilla, who has no play at second, throws to first in time, 2 down. The batting lineup will flip over for the Grizzly, trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Rio Koguri, last time up, struck out swinging. That was one of 4 strikeouts for Evan Brandt. Koguri will bat with Kumagai at second base in scoring position. First pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. Brandt's been pounding that strike zone early in the count to batters. Checks back at Kumagai at second. Delivers.
Oh, wow, that was...
First pitch is a line drive right over the camera well. Heads up.
I don't think Brian saw that coming at first. He might have been on the phone. He's fortunate. That was close.
Yeah, we'll be hearing from Brian after the game about that one. So Brandt in an 0-2 with 2 outs. Waved at and missed. Strikeout number 5 ends the 3rd inning. We head to the top of the 4th. The A's with a 2-0 lead. We'll be right back. Welcome back to beautiful, sunny Southern California. Here on Wednesday, February 8th, I'm Joey Senna, joined alongside Evan Smizer. Bottom of the lineup due up for Canada, 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Anthony Barron will step in from the left side. Elijah Lewis and Harrison Hummerstone due up. They'll face the new pitcher for the Grizzly and Braden Bonner, who has been absolutely dominant on the mound for the Grizzly. First pitch on the outside corner, strike one. He's pitched 8 2/3 innings, just allowing 4 hits, 0 runs, and 0 earned runs. His ERA is at 0 with 10 strikeouts and a save. Looks to keep this game right where it is. Barron hits this ball into left center field for a long single to start things off here for the A's in the 4th.
It's a very pleasant way to greet Braden Bonner if you're Barron. The A's trying to improve on their 2-0 lead. I do love seeing these pitchers who exclusively come out of the bullpen here at the CWL. Already the 7th game for Bonner, and all of them out of the bullpen.
So that brings up Elijah Lewis, who will bat with nobody out and a runner on first base. Take strike one on the outside corner. Canada scored 2 runs back in the top of the 3rd inning, and they lead 2-0 here in the 4th. The 0-1, inside corner, strike 2. Bonner working way ahead of Lewis. Last time Lewis was up in the 2nd inning, he flew out to center field. He's 0 for 1. Arriola holding on Barron at first, who's just a couple steps off the bag. Bonner looks in for the 0-2, kicks and deals home. Swung on and a chopper past the pitcher on the left side. The third baseman, Kumagai, in time. Bang, bang play at the bag for out number 1.
I'm not going to lie, Joe. I was a little bit surprised that Lewis was out on that play.
Yeah.
Like, the call was correct, especially with the double clutch, though, from Kumagai coming in from third. I thought he was going to beat it.
Great play by the third baseman, Kumagai, charging that ball, sticking with it all the way through to retire Lewis. Runner on second with 1 away for Harrison Hummerstone, who struck out swinging his last time up. Big swing and a miss for strike 1.
I really want to see Hummerstone pick up an RBI knock. There's a guy looking for his first hit, basically a PO at this point in his career. That A's dugout will be screaming if he gets a knock.
The 0-1 on the lower inside corner, strike 2. If you're Braden Bonner, searching for a strikeout here with the runner in scoring position and only 1 away, looking to hold the game right where it is. A's with the 2-0 lead. Bonner looks back at the runner, throws home, swing and a miss for Hummerstone. 2 away in the top of the 4th for the A's. Anthony flips over for the Canada A's. Anthony Flores will bat. He's 0 for 1 with a walk, and he did score a run back in the 3rd inning when the A's scored 2 runs. First pitch is outside, and Flores chases out of the zone, strike 1.
That's a dirty slider we just saw from Bonner. I mean, that stayed in the strike zone for a long time, and at the last moment just disappeared down and away from the righty Flores.
A lot of late life on that slider from Bonner, who checks on Barron at second, up and in to Anthony Flores. That'll leave in the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. with 1 runner on and 2 away.
It looked like Bonner kind of dropped his arm slot down even further from his usual three-quarter delivery because Flores did not pick up that breaking ball well at all.
Flores awaits the 1-1. Swung on and hit to the shortstop, Kogure, who delivers a low throw to Areola, but he's able to control it. So that's that for the A's in the top of the 4th. We head to the home half of the 4th. Canada with a 2-0 lead. Halfway home through 3.5, the Grizzly trail 2-0. Looking to get on the board. 2, 3, and 4 due up. Abraham Martinez, Shirey, and White. First pitch in from Brandt. Ball 1. Brandt's been cruising. 3 scoreless innings, recording 5 strikeouts. Up and in to Abraham Martinez, the right fielder. Last time up, he had a comebacker. He's 0 for 1. The 2-0 on the outer half. Strike 1. Just outside, ball 3. We haven't seen Evan Brandt really work from behind in the count very often. 0 walks given up. He loses the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 4th. Leadoff walk for Jose Abraham Martinez.
And for the second consecutive inning, Brandt's going to have to try and work with some traffic on the bases. He was able to work around the error back in the 3rd inning. Now he has to work around the leadoff walk.
Spikes that one. Abraham Martinez cruises to second base, taking a big turn. Carnazzo gathers it. So Abraham Martinez will stay at second. For Tomakai Shirey, the second baseman, who reached on an error his last time up and then was picked off. That made it so Brandt only faced the minimum in the 1st inning. 1-0 is low. It looks like Evan Brandt trying to find his rhythm once again here in the home 4.
This is a good opportunity for Brandt to take a little walk around the mound, maybe even get Carnazzo out for a visit. Calm down, find your delivery again.
Yes, I agree. 2-0, low again. 3 balls and no strikes to Tomakai Shirey. 2-0 A's lead. Here in the bottom of the 4th, runner on second, nobody out. Brandt kicks and deals home. Low once again. A 4-pitch walk as Abraham Martinez heads to third base. Runners on the corners for the Grizzly. And we'll have a quick mound visit from Jared Lemieux. Excuse me, Thomas Incaviglia, the manager of the A's.
Well, that was a big mistake we just saw behind the plate from Carnazzo, who's usually very, very with it. Like, that ball didn't kick that far away from him, but he went after very lackadaisically and not really much of a sense of urgency, and heads up, and Martinez able to swipe third.
Opportunity for the Grizzly for Andre White, who struck out swinging in his only plate appearance in the second. First pitch, ball one, and low and inside from Evan Brandt, who seems to be losing some control on the mound. Abraham Martinez on third, Shirei on first after they were both walked. Big swing and a miss from Andre White, who looked like he was trying to give the Grizzly the lead with that swing. 2-0, the Grizzly look to get on the board. Brandt throws over to first base to check on Shirei, who gets back safely. One ball and one strike to Andre White, the number 4 hitter in the Grizzly lineup. RBI opportunity here, way outside from Evan Brandt, ball 2.
If you're White, you have to put something in play right here. The A's will gladly concede one run, try and get at least one out or even a double play. Like, you're not going to get this many opportunities from a guy like Brandt on the mound.
Runner goes from first base. The throw, not in time on the one hopper from Danny Carnazzo. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now with 2 runners in scoring position for Andre White. Shirei on second after that stolen base, and Abraham Martinez on third. Grizzly trailing 2-0 here in the home half of the 4th. Brandt gets the sign from Carnazzo behind the plate. The 2-2. Strike 3 on the foul tip. A big strikeout coming from Evan Brandt here in the 4th inning. Now 1 away. Still runners on second and third for Travius Ford, the center fielder, who struck out swinging back in the second. Evan Brandt was able to strike out the side in order in the second inning. Looking for another strikeout here. Gets a foul ball on the first pitch from Travius Ford.
And once again, it's the same situation with Ford as it was with White. You have to get something into play, something on the ground in the middle of the field. It'd be a backbreaker if the Grizzlies are not able to get something on the board.
Ford is 8 for 21 with 5 RBIs on the season. And Brandt gets a chase from Ford to get ahead of the count.
Yeah, Ford's not picking up the ball at all out of Brandt's hand, whether it's the breaking ball right there or the fastball to get the first swing and miss. He's not seeing anything. So you have all sorts of options if you're Brandt and Carnazzo. You could bounce a breaking ball, elevate a fastball, maybe even try and tie him up inside because he's standing right on top of the plate.
I think we may see an elevated fastball with a runner on third base. It was a breaking ball. Ford able to get a piece of it to stay alive. If Brandt does throw a ball in the dirt, it puts a lot of pressure on Danny Carnazzo, the catcher, to keep everything in front of him with a speedy Jose Abraham Martinez on third base, just 90 feet away. The 0-2, swung on, put into play on the right side. Anthony tried to play it on a one-hopper, and it deflects away, and he'll have no play. So 1 run in on the air from Anthony.
Yeah, that's a major mistake kind of all the way around. First of all, I'd want to see that fastball elevated even more from Brandt. Like, no chance for even let Ford put that in play. And if I'm the second baseman, Mike Anthony, you have to let that ball bounce. He tried to get it on the short hop, he ended up kicking it.
Grizzly cut the lead in half. They trailed 2-1. Now the power hitting designated hitter Vincent Bird Jr. took a big hack for strike one. He struck out in his only plate appearance in the second. He bats now with runners on the corners, trailing by 1 run here in the bottom of the fourth. The 0-1 upstairs for ball one. Brant searching for a strikeout here or a double play ball to get out of this inning, still with the lead. The lefty, Bird Jr., awaits the 0-1. The runner goes from first, a swing and a miss, no throw from Carnazzo. Ford now at second base. 1-2 to Vincent Bird Jr. Looking to get a fly ball out to the outfield to bring in Shirei from third base. Breaking ball outside. So we see another group of students come into the ballpark.
Wow.
Great to see some students out here on a field trip on this Wednesday afternoon. Back into the action, the 2-2. Bird Jr. gets a piece of it to stay alive. We'll do it again.
Well, I guess the high school must have just let out. Well, probably not let out yet. It's only 1:38. Maybe it's a group of study hall students.
All fairly young. Maybe some first graders and some fourth or fifth graders. 2-2. Finds the inside corner, called strike three. A big strikeout for Evan Brant.
Yeah, that's a Titanic punch-out if you're Brant, to say the least. Another situation, surprisingly, the A's were playing the middle infielders back, I guess just with how hard Bird tends to hit the ball.
Yeah, I think that's why.
Get that punch out there. Now you can play everyone back and maybe even escape this with the lead.
First pitch in the dirt to Noah Areola, who reached on an error back in the third inning. 1 run across for the Grizzly here in the fourth, who still trail 2-1. The A's scored 2 runs back in the third inning, but the Grizzly cutting into their lead here. Second pitch thrown by Brant, also in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to the number 7 hitter. Evan Brant didn't walk a batter until this fourth inning. Jose Abraham Martinez was walked to start this inning. He came across to score. The only one. Wild pitch. In comes Tomakai Shirei to tie the game. 2-2 here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Wow, 2 unbelievable breaks for the Grizzly to tie this game. First, you get the command issues from Brant on the mound. Then you get the error out at second base, and then just a fastball right there, spiked all the way across into the left-handed batter's box. No chance for Carnazzo to make any play.
Grizzly looking to take the lead now with Travius Ford at third base. 3-0, green light for Noah Areola. Diving play by the third baseman, Riley, who delivers to Barron in time. The Grizzly tie the game 2-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. We'll be right back to Palm Springs Stadium after this. Welcome back, folks. Thanks for joining us on the California Winter League YouTube channel. I'm Joey Senna, and to my left is Evan Smizer. We are all tied up as we head into the 5th inning. Due up for the Canada A's, Mike Anthony, Jacob Newton, and Nolan Riley, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. New pitcher for the Grizzly is Ubaldo Romo. Romo's coming into today with an ERA of 0.70. He's allowed just 1 earned run in 10 innings worth of work. First pitch in, strike 1 to Mike Anthony. Romo has 11 strikeouts in his 10 innings worth of work. Almost a strikeout a frame. He comes in with a 2-0 record and a save to his name. 0-1 is popped up on the right side. Shirei and Areola gets together. It's Shirei, the second baseman, who makes the play. Right at the foul line in shallow right field.
Well, Joey, at the moment we have 2 very different strategies for how the A's manager Tommy Cavilli and Grizzly manager Jared Lemieux want to go about all this. Jared, he's relying on his bullpen. Already the 3rd pitcher of the game for the Grizzly, and we're only in the top of the 5th. And Tommy Cavilli, he's riding it out with Brandt.
Well, we hear the round of applause, so up comes Jacob Newton. The number 3 hitter for the A's will bat with nobody on and 1 away. Big hack for strike 1. Newton coming away empty on that, 0-1.
He drew quite a few oohs and ahs at that big swing, Joey. Quite a few of them.
Romo working from the stretch, 0-1, breaking ball outside. That'll leave in the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. The third baseman, Kumagai, a good 10 steps, maybe 8, from the third base foul line. 1-1, fouled back, 1-2. The A's went out to a 2-0 lead in the 3rd inning, and the Grizzly responded in the 4th. We are all tied up between the 7-2 Grizzly and the 6-4 A's. Ball 2, way outside from Romo. Grizzly looking to extend their 5-game winning streak. Romo gets set, kicks and deals a 2-2 outside. Full count to the number 3 hitter, Jacob Newton, who walked in the 1st inning and was hit by a pitch in the 3rd.
If I'm Newton, I'm leaning over the plate for this 3-2 pitch. Everything has been away, away, away from Romo, and they are setting back out there again.
Romo looks in, gets a sign from Murphy. Chopper up the middle. The second baseman makes a play and throws over in time. A wonderful play by Shirei at second base. It actually looks like Anthony Pomelia took over for Shirei at second base. Great play by Pomelia, going to his right, throwing to his left, and recording out number 2. First pitch into Nolan Riley, and he's hit by a pitch. So the A's have a runner on first base with 2 away. Now batting is the catcher, Danny Carnazzo. Riley with a small lead from first. Strike 1 delivered by Ubaldo Romo.
I'm surprised to see that take right there from Carnazzo. That was a pretty good fastball for him to hit, riding back into the middle of the plate. It might be the best pitch he sees this entire at-bat.
The 0-1, just outside and low for ball one. Carnazzo hit an RBI single his last at-bat in the third inning. He struck out swinging in the first. 1 for 2. 1-1. Skies this way up in the infield. All three infielders coming in, and no one's going to be able to make a play on that. That ball hung up for a good 3 or 4 seconds. And it'll go in as a hit in the books for Carnazzo.
That's a backbreaker of a play for Romo and the Grizzly. And I don't think the sun was the big issue. I just think nobody on the infield wanted that ball, whether it was the shortstop, Sam Frantino, who checked into the game, or Andrew Puglielli at second base. Someone has to take charge on that play.
Jared Lemieux will come out for a quick mound visit with runners on the corners and 2 away.
It was the first baseman, Noah Arriola, who ended up having the best shot at that ball, and he was on the shortstop side of the second base bag by the time the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, it was just behind the mound.
Well, the pitcher's not going to go catch it. Pitchers just don't catch
No,
pop-ups, understandably so. That's a universal thing. Ideally, I'd want to see Sam Frantino catch that ball as the shortstop.
A big opportunity here for Nelson Padilla, the number 6 hitter for the A's, with runners on the corners, all tied up, 2-2 with 2 outs. Padilla is 0 for 2. First pitch in from Romo, finds the inside corner, strike 1. Ryan Rodriguez started the game for the Grizzly. Braden Bonner came in to relieve him, and now Ubaldo Romo, the third pitcher this afternoon for the Grizzly. The 0-1 finds the outside corner, strike 2. Romo looks in for the 0-2. Outside and low for ball 1.
Joey, I think that entire class of elementary kids just came back with a whole lot of hot dogs as they settle back into the bleachers. No better way to spend an afternoon at the ballpark.
Just outside. The deuce is wild. Here in the top of the 5th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. Barron has 3 RBIs this season, looking for number 4 with Nolan Riley at third base. The 2-2 swung on, hit off the bat. Diving is the first baseman, Arriola, who throws over. Not in time, and a run comes in to score for the Canada A's. The A's retake the lead here in the top of the 5th, and they now lead 3-2.
Wow, difficult to explain the past inning and a half or so. I mean, we're seeing bleeders and wild pitches and some misplays in the field. It was initially a terrific play from Arriola to dive and cut that ball off, but it seemed way too casual getting up and the way he tossed it over to Ubaldo Romo covering first.
So Nelson Padilla now on first base. Danny Carnazzo on third. 1 run in for Canada here in the 5th, who retake the lead 3-2. First pitch fouled in front of the kids.
Well, they better hustle. It's rolling down the stairs at the moment. Looks like a nice gentleman grabbed it. He tossed it back up to the kid who wasn't paying attention at first. It hit the bleachers below him. Now he picked it up. There we go.
Don't everybody move at the same time over there. First pitch into Anthony Barron. Ball 1. Excuse me, 1-1.
Oh, no. I think – oh, my goodness. I'll explain in a moment, Joey.
Barron hits from the left side. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Big swing. It looked like a foul tip. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Joey, I think the youngster who first grabbed that ball tossed it to one of his classmates. The classmate dropped it, and the ball rolled down, and it fell into the drainage system under the concourse.
Oh, no.
Big mistake.
Romo looks in, deals the 1-2, hit down the right field line. Just foul. Whew. It looked fair, but I don't have a great view of it up in the booth. That was foul by inches.
The ball definitely landed foul, but it stayed fair for a very, very long time. 2 runs would have easily scored on that play, too. All sorts of room in the corners here at Palm Springs Stadium.
Padilla on first after he singled. Carnazzo on third after he singled. A's looking to extend their lead here in the 5th, leading 3-2. The 1-2 popped up into the infield. Looks like Kumagai, the third baseman, will make a play on it. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The A's retake the lead and lead 3-2. We'll be right back after this. We head to the home half of the 5th inning. The A's with the 3-2 lead. First pitch swinging is Wataru Kumagai. Fouled back into the netting, strike 1. 8-9-1 due up against the new pitcher, Jerry Davis, who is pitching in relief for Evan Brandt, who pitched pretty well for Canada, coming away with 7 strikeouts. in his 4 innings worth of work. Jerry Davis has allowed 3 earned runs in 10 2/3 innings. His ERA at 1.96. Strikes out Kumagai in 3 pitches. Kumagai looked uncomfortable in the batter's box, and especially on that swing.
It's also amazing how quickly things can change from one inning to the next in a ball game. Brant was sailing along, and then his command really just escaped him in that 4th inning with the couple walks, the wild pitches, the big error behind him that drove up his pitch count, and that you have to lift him from the game after that.
Yeah, uncharacteristic 4th inning from Evan Brant. Ball 1 delivered to the catcher, Jackson Murphy, who grounded out to short his last time up. Davis has 16 strikeouts in 11 innings, about a strikeout and a half per frame. Ground ball to the shortstop, Padilla, who throws over in time. 2 up and 2 down for Jerry Davis here in the 5th. Despite Davis's good numbers, he comes in with a record of 0-1. He averages a walk every 2 innings. Big swing and a miss from Sam Frontino, who took over for Rio Kogure. This is Sam Frontino's first at-bat in the game. 0-1 just outside from Davis. That'll even the count.
Joey, it's a very polite way that you were able to introduce Jerry Davis. Okay, you can just say you can say he's been excellent. He has been.
Strike 2. Davis looking for a 1-2-3 inning in his first inning out of the pen. 1-2 inside and low to Frontino, who's 3 for 11 here in the CWL, hitting .273. Inside, ball 3. He has 5 walks this season, and that leads the whole Grizzly team.
I would go right back inside with a fastball to Frontino. I don't think he saw coming the previous pitch.
Davis kicks and deals a full count, and that's high for ball 4.
Well, he tried to go back in. That one just got away.
Now the right fielder will come up to hit Jose Abraham Martinez, who walked and scored back in the 4th when the Grizzly tied the game at that moment in the game, 2-2. The A's retook the lead in the 5th inning and now lead 3-2. First pitch outside to Abraham Martinez, 1-0. Runner heads to second base. Strike 1 is the call. No throw from Danny Carnazzo behind the dish.
Yeah, Davis just didn't pay any attention to Frontino, and that ended up being about as easy of a stolen base as you can find. Ooh, looks like Frontino maybe got some dirt in his eyes as he went diving headfirst in the 2nd. His jersey and the front of his pants are just completely covered in dirt. He might as well have gone to the beach today.
Yeah, we saw a little dirt bubble come up. Davis gets ready for the 1-1. Gets a swing and a miss out of Abraham Martinez. Tying run in scoring position for the Grizzly here in the bottom of the 5th, trailing 3-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Jerry Davis gets a chase out of Jose Abraham Martinez to get out of the 5th inning without allowing any damage. We head to the last 2 innings. 3-2, the A's lead. We'll be right back to Palm Springs Stadium after this.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting late here at Palm Springs Stadium. As we go to the top of the 6th inning, the A's sitting on a 3-2 lead after breaking the tie just a moment ago in their top half of the 5th. It's been a pretty good pitcher's duel. Romo back out for his 2nd inning of work. The 3rd man to pitch for the Grizzly as that breaking ball goes right back to the backstop, and Jackson Murphy, the catcher, did not make any attempt to even catch that ball. And it didn't look like it was that far away from him either. It was very bizarre-looking play.
No harm, no foul, no runners on here to start the 6th.
1-0 from Romo. It's a check swing, and going around is Elijah Lewis. 8-9-1 coming up for the A's. Lewis is 0 for 2. Only 6 combined hits for both teams. 6 for the A's and 2 for the Grizzly. The A's have also made a couple errors. The Grizzly putting 1 error up on the board. Both teams a bit sloppier than usual as that's off the end of the bat out to left field. Ethan Baker comes in a few steps and then back, and he makes the catch. Several defensive substitutions came into the game for the Grizzly just an inning ago. Ethan Baker is in left field in place for Andre White. Desmond Gates is the center fielder in for Travius Ford. Anthony Pamilia is playing second base. Sam Frantino is the shortstop. With 1 out, taking on the outside corner is Harrison Humberstone, who the usual pitcher is looking for his first hit of the season. 0 for 5. He's been punched out twice today. That's on the ground softly to the shortstop Frantino. He picks it up, plenty of time, and fires across the diamond. Humberstone does not run well. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the 6th with the A's leading 3-2 over the Grizzly.
This is going to be an exciting finish here for Game 2 of our doubleheader here at the stadium between 2 great teams in the CWL.
2 league-leading lineups with individuals who have put up big numbers over the course of the season. Not much offense to show. The pitching's held up pretty well. Sloppier defense we'd expect, but all in all, the top 2 seeds in the Canadian division are playing a 1-run game in the top of the 6th.
There's 2 types of baseball fans, Evan. There's one who likes to see a pitching duel, a low-scoring game, and then there's the ones who like to see the high-scoring affairs.
Oh, that one's me. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Flores, and he does go around. It's 1-1 on that breaking ball that goes in the dirt.
Well, that makes one of us, Evan. I'm a fan of the pitching duels, the 1-0, the 2-1. type games.
Is that just because they go quicker?
I'm a fan of the pitchers for some reason. That's why I'm a little upset that Major League Baseball changing the shift rules. I say, why do you have to penalize the pitchers? I think the hitters should have to adjust, but either way, I got outvoted. It's not up to me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, big hulking lefties are not very good at hitting ground balls to shortstop. And
No.
I do like seeing traditional outcomes once again. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Flores with 2 outs in the 6th. The A's leading 3-2, and it's high 2-2 the count. Grizzly trying to win their 6th consecutive game to improve to 8-2. The win today over the A's, it may not necessarily clinch the Canadian division, but it'll make it very difficult for the A's or anybody else to catch them. Two teams are also vying for the top overall seed in the CWL playoffs, which start next week. That breaking ball's low, 3-2 the count. Flores able to work it back full after falling behind 1-2 to Romo. He's trying to finish his 2nd inning after allowing a run in the 5th. He comes set out of the stretch. He kicks and deals the 3-2. He gets a swing and a miss at a breaking ball, darting down and out of the strike zone. Romo retires the side in order in the top of the 6th. We'll see if the Grizzly can cut in, tie, or take the lead as they trail 3-2 against the A's. Well, here we are, bottom of the 6th inning. The Grizzly down to their final 6 outs. It'll be the 3-4-5 hitters. Pamelia, Baker, and Gates. Jerry Davis back out for his 2nd inning of work after working a scoreless 5th inning, allowing just a walk and nothing else. Davis able to work ahead 0-1 to Pamelia, who came on in the 4th, part of those lengthy defensive substitutions. Pamelia hitting .211 overall, and he's behind in the count 0-2. 1 double, 3 RBIs, trying to get on base as he represents the tying run. The Grizzly trailing 3-2. Davis, one of the big aces out of the bullpen for the A's. And a curveball at the knees, a called strike 3. Pamelia knew it. Make that 3rd, actually, strikeout of the game for Davis. There's 1 out in the 6th. Jerry Davis just
3 pitches. That's all he needs.
He does it all coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
Just a rubber arm. I'd be surprised if he didn't pitch today. I saw him in the bullpen. Oh, yeah, of course he's going to pitch. He's Jerry Davis. First pitch breaking ball is inside to Ethan Baker, who came on to replace Andre White.
It's like being in Southern California another day, and the sunshine is out again.
Baker's looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 18 coming into today. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Only 2 hits for the Grizzly as a team. Evan Brandt went the first 4. Davis has gone an inning a third. 2-1 the count to Baker. We do have action in both bullpens. It comes down to the relievers the rest of the way. The curveball, that stays inside 3-1. The outfield playing medium deep. We're getting chatter from both dugouts in this big-time matchup between the top 2 seeds in the Canadian division. 3-1, that's high, ball 4. Ethan Baker draws a walk, much to the approval of the Grizzly dugout.
Yes, they're getting into it, and rightfully so. It's a tight game here between 2 great teams. The Grizzly looking to come back here to save their 5-game winning streak.
Baker has stolen a base. He represents the tying run. Desmond Gates will dig into the left-handed batter's box. Gates is 5 for 17, a couple doubles and 4 RBIs. With an open stance, the A's look to turn 2. Big hole on the right side. He shows bunt, and he bunts it foul. It looked like he was going to pull it back. Must have hit off either the end or the knob of the bat. The break for Davis, it's 0-1. Just a bizarre-looking bunt attempt and pull back all the way around.
Baker with 1 stolen base this season. I do expect him to run at some point during this at-bat to try to get a man in scoring position.
He does not go. The pitch is off the hands and fouled back into the screen. It's a short lead at first for Baker, but he looks aggressive as far as whether he wants to take off or not. Could be a good count to run. 0-2 the count to Desmond Gates, with his Grizzly trailing 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Davis comes set, the 0-2. In the dirt, corralled by Carnazzo. 1-2 the count.
That would have been the pitch to run on, Evan. Pitch in the dirt. Carnazzo did a great job of putting his glove out there and grabbing it to keep it in front of him, but I think Baker would have made it to second base safely.
The always dangerous Vincent Bird Jr. waits on deck. Here's the 1-2 from Davis. That ball's lined up the middle. Noonan's over into the alleyway. He makes the catch on the run. Nice running play going over and into left center field for Jacob Newton, much to the approval of the Jacob Newton fan club.
Yes, that was a good play by Newton out there in center field. He ended up in left center because that ball was slicing left right out of the batter's box. Great job following it all the way into his mitt. The captain out there in the outfield.
That brings up the big lefty, Vincent Bird Jr. He struck out twice today against Evan Brandt. Bats with 2 outs, the man on, he checks swings, and he does go around on a breaking ball. 0-1 the count. He struck out swinging in the 2nd, looking in the 4th. Both at bats coming against Evan Brandt, who's done after 4 innings. He stares out to Jerry Davis. The 0-1, swing and a miss, another curveball. That one darting down and in towards his back foot.
Looked like Bird Jr. was trying to hit his 2nd home run of the season with that swing. Now in the hole, 0-2.
Ethan Baker still looms at first, who walked. Now he's there with 2 outs. Inches off first a little further. The 0-2 pitch to Bird Jr. Swung on and missed. Vincent Bird Jr. goes down on strikes for the 3rd time. Jerry Davis comes out of the bullpen. He's worked 2 clean innings. He retires the side in the 6th. No runs, no hits, a man left for the Grizzly. We're through 6 full at Palm Springs Stadium. The A's clinging to a 3-2 lead. To the top of the 7th we go. The A's looking for some insurance. In a day where offense has been very tough to come by for these two league-leading offenses. Ubaldo Romo back out for his 3rd inning of work. Ryan Rodriguez started and went the first 2. Braden Bonner pitched the 3rd and 4th innings. Romo will face the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the A's. Mike Anthony, Jacob Newton, and Nolan Riley. Mike Anthony swings the first pitch. It's lined softly through the middle for a base hit. Past Sam Frontino, the shortstop. Leadoff single for Anthony.
Yes, the A's looking for big insurance runs here. No lead is safe in the California Winter League.
The lefty Jacob Newton will dig in, getting an even bigger round of applause. I think the Jacob Newton fan club has grown from his probably close family or friends and extending to other fans in the Palm Springs Stadium bleachers. But Newton's trying to get off the schneid today. He walked in the first, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, grounded out in the 5th as he's ahead 1-0.
Jacob Newton is from Ontario, Canada as well.
Well, it's a lot nicer here than it would be in Canada this time of the year. Smart people. The 1-0, it's off the end of the bat to the third baseman Kumagai. The second for 1, over the first. In time, a 5-4-3 around the horn double play. Well done by the Grizzly infield.
Exactly what Albaldo Romo and the Grizzly needed. Erasing the leadoff single from Mike Anthony. Great job. Maybe a little bit of momentum going the Grizzly way as they'll try to come back in the bottom of this inning.
A game where the defense has been spotty. Excellent infield play a moment ago. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. And Nolan Riley takes a fastball upstairs. Riley singled in the first, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. He's 1 for 2.
Evan, that was the cleanest double play we've seen this season in the CWL, and it came in the biggest moment.
1-1 the count on the outside corner to Riley. We've seen a few really crisp ones, but that one's up there. Really good job by Kumagai to get started at 3rd on that in-between hop on the forehand.
And getting Newton by just a step to complete that 5-4-3.
Here's the 1-1. Curveball, that's low, 2-1. From Romo, dealing exclusively out of the stretch.
If you're Romo right here, you need to attack Riley and get out of the inning with a little bit of momentum from that double play.
Here's the 2-1. That ball's chopped high up in the air. Third baseman Kumagai, who charges plenty of time, throws on the run to retire Riley. Ubaldo Romo comes out of the bullpen. 3 excellent innings, only 1 run allowed to keep his Grizzly in it. We're through 6.5 at Palm Springs Stadium. The last chance for the Grizzly coming up as they trail 3-2 to the A's. This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Grizzly, trailing 3-2. A new pitcher for the A's, Levi Wilson, will take over in relief for Jerry Davis, who pitched the previous 2 innings. He was excellent. Another guy for the A's coming out of the bullpen. He's a regular. This is the 9th game that Wilson will have pitched in. He's only started one of them, 1-0, a 4.59 ERA. He's trying to pick up his 3rd save of the year. 10 2/3 innings overall, 9 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 7 hits. He has dealt with a lot of traffic. He faces the bottom of the order. Arriola, who takes a breaking ball outside, 1-0, followed by Kumagai and the catcher Murphy. A day where offense has been very difficult to come by. Only 7 combined hits, 2 for the Grizzly. But that ball's hit well out to left field. It chases Lewis back, but he makes a nice play. Going back towards the track, backpedaling the final few steps. Arriola gave that one a ride, but it's a loud first out in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, folks, buckle up. This is going to be an exciting 2 outs to work with if you're the Grizzly, only trailing by 1 run, trying to keep the winning streak alive.
That brings up Wataru Kumagai. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. Just 2 outs to play with for the Grizzly. That first pitch fastball misses outside, 1-0. Wilson has good life on his fastball, relying on both the 4 and the 2-seam variety. He'll also feature a slider. Open stance for Kumagai, and he's ahead in the count, 2-0. As Wilson goes dancing around the mound after he throws that pitch.
This game is feeling like a playoff game. The playoffs start next Thursday. We'll have some play-in games.
Yeah, we had a game a moment ago between the Rush and the Blue Sox. 2 teams trying to avoid that 8-9 seed playing game. And 2 teams with the Grizzly and the A's vying for the number 1 overall seed. The 2-0 is on the inside corner, 2-1.
Great pitch from Levi Wilson, painting the outside corner to get back in this count. Last thing you could afford if you're Wilson is issue a free pass.
2-1 to the 8th man, Kumagai. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th, the Grizzly trailing 3-2. Here's the pitch. That ball's popped up, foul, out of play over our heads. That moves to count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Murphy waits on deck. Sam Frontino in the hole, batting in the 1 spot. A lot of room in the right center field alleyway with the center fielder Newton playing over towards left center. That's in the dirt, 3-2.
The biggest pitch of the game coming up from Levi Wilson. Kumagai going to be doing everything possible to get on base, representing the tying run.
The Grizzly are desperate for a base runner, trying to get the tying run aboard. Wilson comes set. Here's the 3-2. That's off the hands. Fought off. On the run is Anthony. It's going to drop into center field for a base hit. Just the 3rd hit of the day for the Grizzly, but the tying run is on first with 1 out in the 7th.
Well, that base hit right there, a little bit more momentum to the Grizzly. Brought from that single than what would have been brought from a walk. So a big momentum boost if you're the Grizzly trying to come back here down a run.
Now it's Jackson Murphy. He's grounded out to short both at bats. The A's will try and turn 2 to end the ball game. That ball's line, diving, but off the glove of Riley at 3rd. And he'll have no play anywhere. Base hit for Jackson Murphy. Back-to-back singles for the Grizzly. It puts men on 1st and 2nd with 1 out. The winning run is now on first base for the Alberta Grizzly.
What an exciting finish here at the ballpark, Evan, between 2 of the better teams a part of the California Winter League 2023 version. Nothing better than this.
Nolan Riley almost had a highlight reel play on a dive to his left at 3rd. The ball popped out of his glove. Good hustle from Kumagai to make it in the 2nd. 95 miles per hour off the bat of Murphy. Now it's Sam Frontino. First and second, one out. Grizzly trailing 3-2, and it's a curveball that's in there for strike one.
I predict these two teams are going to meet in the playoffs. These are two great teams on the Canadian side of the division.
Wilson comes set. 0-1 the count. Padilla playing right behind the runner at second. Another breaking ball on the outside corner, 0-2.
You got to put the ball in play. Find a way in this 0-2 count if you're Sam Frontino right here.
A base hit could tie it. Kumagai has decent speed at second. All three outfielders playing about straight-up depth.
Try to move that runner over any way you can.
Breaking ball just inside. Wilson tried to loop it back to the righty Frontino. He did not get it over quite enough.
That was a good attempt there by Levi Wilson on the front door breaking ball. Just didn't break quite enough there.
Kumagai at second, Murphy at first. Back-to-back singles, the 1-2. On the outside corner, a called strike three. Frontino goes down looking, 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. What a big-time pitch from Wilson. And the Grizzly are down to their final out. The tying run at second, winning run at first, trailing 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Wilson trying to pick up his 3rd save of the year and end the Grizzlies' 5-game winning streak. First pitch, Martinez is in the dirt, blocked nicely by Carnazzo.
Looked like Levi Wilson overthrew that first pitch in to Jose Abraham Martinez.
Martinez walked and scored in the 4th. Part of 2 runs to come across the plate for the Grizzly. And that's been their offense. Wilson comes set again. Here's the 1-0. Swung on in the right field. That's fair down the right field line. Kumagai coming around. This game is tied at 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jose Abraham Martinez delivers for the Grizzly.
Biggest RBI of the season off of the bat of Abraham Martinez, who shot it down the right field line. Wow, what a entertaining ball game we've witnessed here at Palm Springs Stadium.
Jackson Murphy able to go to third on the play, up to second. Goes Martinez on the throw. Martinez's run does not matter. The game is at third base and the plate. It's Anthony Pamilia. He struck out looking his only at bat in the 6th. He bats with 2 outs, second and third. The winning run at third base for the Grizzly. And the first pitch is a curveball that's on the inside corner, 0-1 the count.
So much pressure right now on the catcher, Danny Carnazzo, to keep everything in front of him. If a ball gets past the winning run just 90 feet away.
Martinez tied the game on a base hit down the line a moment ago. On the outside corner, 1-2. Levi Wilson for the A's, who just blew the save, trying to keep this game tied at 3 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Murphy, the winning run at third. Here's the 0-2, curveball way outside.
Wow, it could not get more exciting than this, Evan, in the bottom of the 7th inning.
1-2 the count. Pamilia trying to be the hero in the bottom of the 7th. Murphy's one of them. And so's Martinez. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Pamilia goes down swinging. We're through 7 here at Palm Springs Stadium, but not before the Grizzly able to tie the game back up. Jose Abraham Martinez is able to single down the right field line to plate the tying run, and it looks like they are going to call the game, ladies and gentlemen. Thought for a moment they would go to international rules, put a man on second base for extra innings, but in an effort to preserve all the pitchers in a league with rosters who are a bit strapped as far as their pitching rotations are concerned, they're going to call it. It will end as a tie, 3-3 between the A's and the Grizzly, the top 2 overall seeds in the Canadian division.
Don't worry, Evan. Come next week when the playoffs start, next Thursday, there will be no more ties in the CWL. I'm really looking forward to next week after this tremendous ball game between 2 great ball clubs.
Absolutely right, Joey. On behalf of Joey Senna, I'm Evan Schmeiser, ladies and gentlemen, signing off to conclude our day here at Palm Springs Stadium on the CWL YouTube.